Ta-da! Stream! Go! Yes? No? Okay. I never know if this is actually... Ta-da! It is working. Awesome. Fantastic. Wonderful. So, we need to finish this. Ah! People showed up. What? It's so weird. Like, I click stream and literally less than a minute from that, you guys show up and say hi. That's crazy to me. Um, anyway, I've been kind of experimenting with how this whole thing works. I posted a GIF. Hello. I posted a GIF on Twitter about like the movement stuff. I've kind of tweaked it a little bit since then, but dude, movement's super fun in this game. I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. It's super nice. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that we could still work out. It'd be nice if the I like that. Community. Nice. That's clever. So, here's what we need to do before in the next 10 hours, we need to build the rest of the game. Which means we need to actually be able to build the level. I've given you so much power. I don't even know what that means, but power, yay! I guess. Use it for good. I hope. Anyway, levels. We need to build a level, and that I can't click in the game. There we go. Let's figure this out. So, I'm thinking we're just going to. There's two ways we could do this. We could either move the camera up, or we could move the world down. And I don't know which one makes more sense. I think moving the entire world down makes more sense, but it's going to be more complicated than that. Because if I do this, it destroys physics. Which I don't know. That's a that's an interesting effect, but I don't think this is the behavior I want. And the only reason I would move the level is moving the camera introduces floating point errors the further we go, which it's going to move so slow. I don't think we're going to run into any problems. Like, we would need to move this thousands of feet up. But if that ever did happen, we would get into the realm of floating point errors. Yeah, I think we'll just move the camera up. Let's see here. That means I'm going to need two things. We're going to need to actually control the play area from the camera. So the camera is actually going to define the play area. That's going to be a little bit hard. World? Sure. Let's see. Panning camera. Of course I can't just add it. That would be too easy. Let's see here. No? Okay. Visual Studio is not liking me very much. What? I'm clicking in the wrong thing. Okay. This is going very well. I definitely am doing the thing that I want to do. So, panning the camera up. In order to do that, I think we can just do it at a speed, honestly. I don't think we need anything else. And then I can literally just transform position plus equals vector 3 dot up times the speed. And there we go. We have a moving camera. It's easy. We just need this to be relatively slow. So 0.1 means every 10 seconds we move up 1 unit. That was fast. Oh, because time multipliers. That we need those. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. Alright. This one should work. For reals this time. So, slowly rising. We probably want it actually a little bit faster than this. But the general idea is you have to keep climbing, and the world will constantly be generated from the top down. And then if you don't keep moving, then bad things happen, I guess. I don't entirely know how high up we want a level to be or to go. And I also don't know if we want sides. We may want some like sides or something that are indestructible so you can always like jump off the sides. So you don't just destroy the entire level and then just all die. I don't know. Let's try. Let's move the camera up a little bit faster. So this will be about, well, 2.5 times faster. And see how this feels. This might be really fast, but I kind of want it to be fast. Yeah, honestly, this feels better to me because I kind of, if you go too slow, it's really easy to destroy a lot of the level. Like, it's like all gone now. And so because of that, I kind of want the level to refresh fairly quickly. And it forces you to move. You can't really stay put when it's moving that fast. My cough has come back. This is fantastic. This is just what I wanted. All right. What can we do? Let's do a level. So, I think there's going to be a level generator. Actually, hold on. Let me go and find something. Because we can use this. Where did I put that? I'm trying to find the camera script. This guy. So what this will do, this smart camera actually follows. It's smart. So I'm taking this from our mixer game, and so I'm actually going to remove the panning camera, attach that, and we're going to add at least. We'll start off with 3 points, and they'll be our. Ooh, that's not right. We'll have a world bottom, which we'll need our panning camera with 0.25, and a world top with same speed. We're gonna move these both to be zeroed, like so. And then we'll put the top 7 down and the bottom that. It doesn't really matter which one's which, but actually, let's make it actually correct. And so we can actually use the bottom. So if you go below that by a certain margin, like if you go 5 units below that, you die. And we could also have like the entire blocks all get destroyed if they fall below the bottom of the world. That might make it nice too. But I'm actually going to track those two and then also our player. And give it a border of like 2 units. And smooth follow speed. So hopefully, if I'm doing this correctly, what should happen is it should track those things, but it should also track our player. Yeah. And so it's still a smooth follow. So it won't... all this is doing is creating a rectangle and then making that rectangle fit inside the view. But it has the added benefit of making it so we don't have anything extra. And it also means that I can do things like this. And we can still fall off, so that's good. Everything... this seems fine to me. Now, I'm going to want some sort of bottom tracker. This is a really bad idea, but I think I might... ha! We're gonna destroy everything below the world bottom. Which, this is probably the worst idea I've had in a while, but it'll work. It's literally going to search every object in our world and destroy them. Which is an awful idea, but it works. So let's do float below padding. So everything that falls below this line, wherever we get this line at, is going to be destroyed. Which means I want game objects, find game objects with tag. Do I want to do that? Maybe. Do our blocks have any tags set? Nope. Of course they don't have any tags set. Why would they have any tags set? We might want to add one of those. Level. Sure. That may be a mistake, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, this will be fine. What could possibly go wrong? We're going to stick this in a for each. Yep, this is terrible. Let's grab the rigid body. So body equals the block component of our rigid body 2D. Yep, this is an awful idea. If the body is not null, then we want to destroy it. So body dot body type, set that equal to dynamic. This is terrible. And then we'll also just add a slight amount of force in a random direction. Random on the unit sphere. That should work. Inside the unit circle. So a random amount of force, and we'll just say 10. Let's actually give it a force. Public float destroy force. Set that equal to like 10 for default. So we'll only do this if the body type is not dynamic. So if it's static or kinematic, which it should be by default, we'll switch it and then we'll explode it. So everything below our level should get destroyed over time. Which, this is a really not a good idea, but we're gonna try it. So the whole bottom should just fall off pretty much right away because it's, oh. Or everything will explode. That's an option too. We should probably add a check for the actual height because that just destroyed everything. Oops. Transform position dot y is less than this transform position dot y minus the below padding, which there isn't one right now, but so we could do a box cast. That would actually be a smarter way to do this. But this is super fast. I guess, I don't know. Well, I say fast. It's actually really slow, but those got destroyed. Cool. And I'm going to want to climb up here. That bottom's going to fall out pretty soon. There it goes. And so you can kind of see the level fall away below you, which hopefully gives you an indication that, hey, you might want to go up. And I don't know, that looks kind of cool. It just sort of falls apart. We may want to destroy on depth. So let's see here. If this transform, what am I doing? That is not the way to do that. Depth, we'll say -10. And so if our, what? What have I done? So I'm thinking there's going to be like some sort of glowing gradient of like lava or something, but we may not actually get to that yet. So if our position is less than the depth, then we actually want to destroy this game object. I have no idea why IntelliSense is saying something else, because I'm pretty sure I did all that right. Are you gonna error? Nope, everything's fine. I have no idea what it thought was happening, but anyway, if I zoom back now, we should be able to see parts of the world fall and then actually get destroyed. As you can see, they definitely got destroyed there. So that was definitely a thing that that happened. Shoot. Why didn't this work? Right? That makes... Okay, I'm really confused now. Destroy the game object if it falls below -10. Huh. But it shouldn't matter if the numbers go negative, I don't think. Oh wait. Did I may have done the thing. Yep. I see now. You need to click the apply button. That's important because if you don't click that, then it doesn't apply the thing that you did. Whoops. Well, now we know. Let's make that like -50 so it definitely falls below what we're tracking. And those should go away. There they go. Awesome. So things are actually destroying. Let's actually... We want something cool below this that shows that you die if you go down. So I think it's time for a shader. This might be a really bad idea, but we're gonna see how this works. I'm pretty sure I'm going to regret everything that I do in the next 30 minutes, but we are going to make a lava shader. Yep, this will be fine. There's no way this can go wrong. Oh, hello. Okay, so like one of the first videos on this channel, we did like a perfect circle where we plugged in a mathematical formula, and then based on the UVs, we actually solved for if that was a thing, and then we did a sine wave. I think if we extend that a little bit, we should get something nice. So I'm going to create something for the period. We do need to add effects because I'm probably going to end up sticking with the boxes for this, which means we need it to look less lame. Not that boxes are lame, but boxes are pretty lame. So let's do a period there. We probably don't need full forward shadows on this specific shader. Or instancing, but I'll keep that one. So, what I want to do is say, well, let's just plug in the color here for now. And then we're actually going to clip based on the sign. Is this gonna work? I think so. I think this will work. I don't really have a pen here, but so sign of our input UV main texture dot x is minus the y input. Yeah, this should get us close. I don't entirely remember what it is, and I don't know if I even have the code for that anymore. But this should be... this should at least get us a sine wave. It might just get us the top of the humps. But that, or so it'll get us like part of this. But that should be enough. Let's get that in frame. And actually, we can attach this to the bottom of the world. Yeah, and then we'll stretch it out a bit and replace this with a... I didn't want to use a sprite here. We are going to add a quad. Here we go. Nice unlit quad because there's no lights. And material. Yes, this looks fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. We're gonna, oh, I don't actually use the period at all. Which explains why this is wrong, because a period of a normal sine wave would be like 2 pi. So it makes sense that we only get like part of 1. So let's multiply this by the period. This should then become that. Awesome. I want to add 1 to this. So plus 1. Because signs are between -1 and 1. I want it to be between 0 and 1. So do something like this. And make it between 0 and 2, and then multiply it by 1/2. There we go. Sine wave. And then let's stretch that out a bit. Let's actually stretch it out quite a bit, because then we can just increase the period to whatever we want. Like, say, 500. Yes, that is exactly what I want. Yeah, so time is next, but there's going to be a little bit more that's, well, nope, that should be it. So, O emission equals the color. And then let's add on plus time.x, which should be a linear time. And I need to enable animation. Also, we want this to be like evil orange. Yeah. And obviously that time worked really well. Let's see how we can fix that. Not there. Animated materials are on. So it is animated. The pixels are moving. That's how I know it's working. There is no compute shaders here, unfortunately. Just a normal fragment shader. Well, surface shader, but we're just working with the fragment bit. So, how do we make time better? Time multiplier? Sure, we can add a time multiplier. We're making lava. It definitely looks like lava, doesn't it? Time multiplier. Sure. Yeah, that's what I wanted to type there. And then this. So it's animated here. This isn't really what I wanted. Ooh, better idea. Ooh, much better idea. What if we take this out and do this +1 What does this even do? Huh. What? Well, that's cool, I guess. That wasn't what I wanted either. So, we'll just ignore this for now. So let's add that back. Breaking everything. This is gonna get complicated. I think, what's it called? When you add multiple waves on top of one another and they combine with different periods, what is that called? That's called something. So the super basic version of that is something like this, where I add to, when I break it, what? Why did that stop working? All of the parentheses should be correct. All right, what's our error? We're missing that. Got it. Hello. Let's see. What do I have now? Something interesting? This is less interesting than it was previously. Hmm. I don't think I want to do that. I think we want another time x times the time multiplier times some other value. And that should get us a longer waves included with our shorter waves. No, what? Oh, ha. That's the problem. We're gonna go back to this and I'm gonna add a subtraction. There we go. So those two are summing to too much. They're summing to 2, which isn't what I want. And I also want it to have a different period. So something like, we'll do 0.25 for each of those, which would eventually sum to that. That's neat. I think we can work with that. I don't know. What do you guys think? How's that look? Because we can, so what we can do is we can actually layer like 2 of these. And then I can offset one of them. So if we do something like this, put them on top of one another and then offset it by like 0.5. Let's actually just do this visually. Something like this. Because then I should be able to do... This isn't going to be efficient at all. It's adding an additional draw call, but we'll do a lava 2. Attach our lava to it. And I'm going to need to copy these. So 500 is what we're using there. And our time multiplier is something big. Nice. And then let's drop that on the back one. And kick it behind. And then we can do like a more red orange, I think. I think that works out, right? That looks pretty all right. At least it doesn't look awful. And then we can, yeah, so it's a little too high for me. Make it with a different time scale. How's that look? Kind of looks like fire. Huzzah! We got the lava thing, sort of. Yeah, I think this looks pretty cool, actually. I'm happy with that. And then we just need to add some like additional yellow below, and like a gradient behind it, and it should work. Only concern now is it's actually going behind our sprites. So let's actually move that in front of everything. And now hopefully it goes on top. I don't know. I'm literally just making this up. Can I scale it in Z? I kind of want to scale it down, honestly, in that so that it's not as dramatic, because it's very dramatic right now. Also, I wasn't paying attention, and now I am gone. So I guess we can scale both of these differently. Not that. But like one of them can be taller than the other. If we want. And then actually we can create another one. How's this? It's too spiky. Well, to be fair, it is a sine wave. Which probably makes the spikes very obvious. But I don't know. I think that's good enough for now. And then we can background death. Yes, that is a name that we are using now. We're going to want to copy you. I feel like that didn't actually copy you. Cool. And then we'll do some emission and apply this to you. That clearly is the same color. It's not even close. What scale did I use? Oh, I made it something hard to do. Let's do 0.5. There you go. Now you're less spiky. And drop it down. Ah, there we go. You know, saving colors is a good idea. we should probably do that. I don't really use that feature, but we should definitely be doing that. That will be way easier. Awesome. So this gets it to match. And then just for continuity, let's move this down 2 more. Yeah. There we go. Cool. We now have a fire. I mean, this is probably the cheapest way I could do this effect. And it doesn't look super bad. It's cheesy, but we made it in 30 minutes. So I'm all right with that. Oops. Water everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. That works for me. I'm happy with that. So, I think the next bit we're actually going to I want to stick a gradient behind to kind of bring out the entire level. Yes. This should work. Let's make it black. Is this a good idea? This might not be a good idea. To splice in a noise height map to that lava. We could do that. Like so part of the struggle for me with game jams is there's so much stuff that I really want to do that I just can't. Just because of just all of the like time restrictions and things. But we could definitely play around with that later. How's that for a gradient? It's, well, let's spice that up a bit. That's a little too red. That looks more evil. I think we'll do an additive blend on this one. And we might even put it in front of the player. So there, at the bottom, there's actually just a glow going over the entire level. But we can play with that. So with this, you can just copy it, bring it up. This lava is gonna be so, like, everything else we did is like a draw call. The lava itself now is 4. Let's do lava glow. And this is going to be I think we want additive. I think that's what I want. Pretty sure. Don't really want it to be soft. There we go. It needs to be behind, at least behind the other lava bits. And then we probably don't want the background to be green anymore. How's that? Too bright? It might be too bright. Let's crank it down a bit. There, how's that look? We're gonna spend so much time on making this look cool, but so theoretically this overlays on top of our player and stuff. It's kind of hard to tell since we're red and everything, but I don't know, that it seems to work. I think it's a fairly obvious don't go down thing. But so I mean, if we're going to do a noise thing, we don't even need, like, I can just go noise shader and grab this thing. Like, just if we want to actually play around with that, there's a shader noise function that looks like this. If you just search for like shader noise or whatever, you'll get something that looks like this, where you literally just give it a float 2, and then it gives you back a random noise value, and it's you can find what the noise is supposed to look like. But in this case, if all we want is noise, what's the best way to do this? Float noise equals random input UV main texture. And we can just grab the main texture's UV coordinates and use that as our noise input. And so that way, I should actually be able to just multiply the, do I want to do the period? Let's, probably not, but let's find out what that does. Probably something interesting. But this, that broke it. Oh, it doesn't support fractions? Aw. Maybe it's just frac. So what fraction, or what frac is going to do is it's going to get you the remainder. Yeah, there. Oh, that looks cool. Neat. That wasn't what I expected to happen at all, but I'm happy with that. All right, cool. We did a thing. I don't understand it at all, but that's cool. I'm game for that. It definitely does look a little bit more like fire, and I am dead. Cool. All right. Now just add some lava particles flying up. Oh, this lava is the ultimate in feature creep, but okay. Particles. Done. All right, we now have some particles flying up. I think we're good. We can just leave it here, right? This is what you wanted. Okay. If we're going to do that, let's do a edge with a radius of like 50 and way less speed. Actually, this should work. We're going to increase the lifetime and add some downward force. We're also going to reduce the emissions to like 2 per second. That may be too low. Sure, this will work. Size by, we don't need any of that. Force over lifetime. Let's do -9 point. Ooh, that's wrong. Negative 9.8. Cool. So now we have things that kind of pop up. We may want to randomize that speed a bit. 50 is too much. 10. So the edge radius is so large, just to kind of make it so that we know things will be drawn, because I don't want to deal with people getting all the way to the edge and then it just not showing up. So this way I don't really have to deal with it anymore, which is pretty much just the poor way to deal with it, but it works. Yeah, this will work. Start rotation 45. And then we need to bring it forward. Yeah, somewhere there-ish. And then, not that. Where's the sprite? Do I want that, or do I want to... We might be able to make that work. No, that's going to be hard. And then let's just make this teeny. So, size 0.1. How's that? Still, 0.1. Got it. Awesome. So now we have like tiny little jumping fireballs, I guess. Add the noise material to the particles. I did that, and then it kind of looked all right, but I don't know. I feel like this kind of fits a little bit more. Unless... Hold on. What if... Where's the orientation? Stretched. Spread 5? Everything's gone. Oh, that's not what I want. That's totally wrong. 90. Oh, I rotated it. That rotates the emitter. Sorry. Hmm. Yeah, I think we just want to keep the... something like this. And then use a billboard. Maybe with a trail? Yeah, I think the trail is what we're missing. So let's add a default line. Don't need to change the color over lifetime, I don't think. But we can do a curve here. And we'll reduce that lifespan. Yeah. We're spending so much time on this. Yeah, there we go. We just needed to add some noise onto the particle movements. And now they look suitably evil. I'm happy with that. That looks good. But good is a choice word, but it looks good. I don't know. I like that. Yeah, we'll do that. That seems fine. We haven't gotten to the level generation stuff yet, but oh well. Those particles are kind of distracting, not gonna lie. But that's alright. They look cool. And they're a suitable warning that you don't want to go in there. So then, I think we just need to take this world bottom and have the below padding be like 1 additional unit. So things don't get destroyed until they're actually in the lava. So it doesn't just look like they're falling away. They have to actually get consumed by it. Yeah, so sometimes the particles go in front because noise adds a 3D motion. So they actually can fall in front or behind or do whatever. The easy way to fix that is actually to do something like this. But then they do get affected by the additive screen here. So it's kind of a layering game. Sure, we can try this, see if this works. I don't know, it just looks cool. All right. I think we've spent probably enough time on this. It does look cool though. That is definitely true. I'm actually a big fan of that. Like that random noise we added is surprisingly like it actually looks really good for just randomly adding random noise. I don't know. I'm happy with that. Let's take off all of these mesh colliders because they don't need to be there. And now, let's see what it's like to actually run on the lava, because now those blocks still exist, so I can actually be here for that long before I die. I think that makes sense. That should be fine. I guess that gives you a sense of urgency. Like, hey, you're not supposed to be down here. What if we make this taller? It gets less interesting. Yeah, no, that's not as cool. All right. I think we're done with that for now. I think it's going, so it's sort of reaching right now. It's sort of reaching the top of the gradient we have set. So I think that's probably fine. I don't know. It's not really a precise effect. It doesn't really do much. It just looks cool, and I guess that's all we wanted. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's fine. I think it's good enough. Like, if I spent more time on this, we could make this way cooler. But I don't really want to spend much time on it. Let's see. I think the next bit is going to be constantly creating these blocks. And I don't really know how we're going to do that yet. Like, so we have... actually... Could we do that? That could work. Let's do... I think we're going to do like a leveled thing. So right now, every... How is this set? Every 5 units, there is a new level, almost. So each of these layers are 5 units apart. If we just keep doing that, does it work? I think it might. And so what we can do is take this level generator, attach it to the camera. Sure. And then we're going to track transformation. So we're going to track the top, I guess. Public float. Spawn 2. So we'll spawn up to a specific number of additional platforms up to that point. I think. Yeah, this makes some amount of sense. The only issue is you might actually, like, you could really jump high and then there won't be platforms there until you, like, get way up there. But this should be fine for the majority of cases. Then let's do a next platform. And we'll say it'll start at like -10. And then we'll do a platform step. So what we can do is say while top transform.position.y plus the spawn 2 is greater than the next platform, then we would spawn a level and do next platform plus equals the platform step, which we'll say is like 5. So effectively, it'll allow us to just build these constant layers over and over, which hopefully means it will... I'm actually going to add a debug statement here. Debug log build layer? Sure. I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the worst ways I could be doing this. There's way better ways that use actual like intelligent algorithms, but this one will just work, so why not? Is that a good idea? Or should we just track the main camera and use that? Nah, this should be fine. Part of my concern is players will climb faster than they can actually do anything. How many layers did we build? 14. And we went from -10 to 50 with 5 steps. That makes sense. 14 seems like one too many, but okay. So, with that as the case, what's the best way to do this? Not this way. Block group. Sure. That's kind of gross, but okay. Then, let's delete everything. And grab these game objects. Game object block group prefab, I guess. Oh, this is such a terrible idea. For int I, where I equals -25. Well, I is less than 25. So this is effectively going to create a 50 by 50 level. We will do I plus equals 5, which means these block prefabs that I'm making I'm expecting them to be 5 by 5. And then those prefab blocks are effectively going to define what they actually are. So instantiate a new block group prefab at new vector3 with I equal to that and y equal to the top transform position.y 0 and the rotation equal to the identity quaternion. And that should be it. That should spawn everything we need, I think. So if I just delete that for testing's sake, does it work? I'm either going to fall to my death or this is going to do exactly what I wanted. Nope. Ah, we actually did not assign our prefab. Awesome. There we go. This is such a terrible idea. Why did they all spawn at position equals 7? Oh. What? Why did I do that? That's wrong. Next platform. Okay. There we go. This should work now. There's definitely no way this doesn't work. There's so many ways this could go wrong. Hey, look. We can go up. Why can't I move? Oh, we're dead. Alright, now we just need to make those prefabs actually be less crap. How's that for a description? Let's see here. Sure. I don't know. It works. We can go up. It's super, super basic, but I don't know. It works. And that's better than most of the stuff that I make, so. Yeah, I think now we just need to actually make those prefabs actually have something other than just lines. So we can make them 5x5 blocks that are like random, just scenery. And hopefully we get something interesting. I'm kind of concerned about speed, because this is going to be super slow. But I think it's fine. One thing, we don't need these to be parented anymore. So I'm actually going to do that and then actually destroy the object in its start method. Just so they don't stick around. I think that's, I don't want to say safest, but it seems like a good idea. So let's do that. So effectively, I need to create a list of these blocks. This is going to be fun. Let's actually, for sanity's sake, let's do ints. And I'm doing ints so that everything kind of lines up, because true and false are not the same length, whereas 1 and 0 are. 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's do in a list of int arrays, block types. Well, things are about to get really gross. It doesn't let me do that. Can we make an array of these? Because my other alternative is something really, really gross that I don't want to do. Well, we can do this. Or not. Okay. Use a new expression. So if we create an array of these blocks, is this isn't a sane idea, is this? New list. So if I do something like this, oh, and then you're saying do new int. I get it. This makes sense. I understand now. Awesome. So then we need these blocks. Block equals block types dot first this is an awful idea. There we go. Random. That is the worst way to do random. Let's not do that, actually. Let's do block types, get the random range between 0 and the block types count. Yes. Cool. And then is not equal to 0 will be true. So we're doing C style stuff. Awesome. So there's 1. Another one. I think we can just have a blank block. Let's actually do 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So the opening is only 3 wide instead of 5, so you can still jump it. And then we could do like some sort of T. I don't know. I don't know how to make this part interesting. It's literally just going to be me editing numbers. But like this one is going to form like an I. Then I suppose we can we can literally just have it be a block. That's an option. Let's see if everything still works. It does not. Is block not equal to 0? Awesome. I can delete that. And I think that means we can get rid of that gizmos, and the update can go away because we're just destroying it anyway, so why do we need it? Come on. Yes, awesome. Ha, that's a fun looking level. And it kind of forces you to have to actually blow your way out. Oops. Oops. I'm becoming bad at my own game. This is not good. There we go. I don't know. How's that look? Still playable, I guess. Ooh. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is the level we've built so far, just with those pieces. So you can work yourself into corners, I guess, and actually isolate yourself from whoever you're trying to hunt down. We may want more open pieces. So let's add just 0. So literally just completely open. What would another one look like? Not that. Let's do... See, but I want it to be like a multiplayer thing, because so this is the whole idea of the DreamHack jam is it's something that they want to show off at DreamHack. It's going to be something that people can walk up to and play. And so part of the reason we're doing sort of this kind of style is I want something where it sort of takes that community and kind of considers it. So ideally, there's going to be two people trying to explode one another. All right. I think that makes it a little bit more open. And the lava actually comes really fast for what it is. And we're going to want to zoom the camera out more. So let's give it a border of like 5. Is that a good idea? That might not be a good idea. Whoa, I didn't want to spawn here. Crap. I'm falling. We need to make the camera track faster. Yeah, that's better. Because it gets, like, when you're playing way up here, it gets kind of hard to do everything. And I'm starting to wonder if we even want to limit the number of like bombs and stuff the player has. Do we want to keep that economy style system where you have to collect them? And how would you know? Or do we just take that mechanic out for now and just say you have unlimited bombs? Like, that gives you infinite bombs. Actually, we can do if if we are attempting to drop a bomb and we have more than 3 out, let's blow them up. I think that makes the most sense. So stored bombs, if it's greater than 0, let's take that out. And say if our drop bomb will instantiate that, do all of that fun stuff. And then if our bombs dot count is greater than 3, then do I want to do that? Yeah, input dot explode equals true, which is a terrible idea because it means things will automatically like we're adding that dependency back in, which I don't really like. But by making it so you can only have 3, oh, I'm dead. That was quick. Let's move the player up. That may be safest. But this way, we took out the economy system. I am stuck. All right. It still moves really too slow. Getting the entire thing to move at the correct pace is going to be hard. How can we make that better? I think we can delete that. We had something that was tracking it. Well, this was one. Let's Actually, we don't need to even do that. I can literally just have it track the bottom of the world. Can I do that? No, I can't actually. Crap. This is unfortunate. Let's do that, and then I'm actually going to modify this. Public string follow dynamic. And so it's going to find everything with, that's kind of gross, but this will work. We are going to create a followed equal to our followed points dot concat with our game object dot find with tag of our follow dynamic. We are doing a lot of really gross things here, but requires a receiver of iQueryable. Oh, because, okay, we're joining it with two completely different types. So I just want the game objects transform. Cool. That's gross. But here is a list of all of the followed points, including all of the players, as well as the points that we gave it. And that should make it so we can just constantly like destroy and track our players without having to worry too much about that. And then I'm also going to track our bottom of the world and use that as where we spawn the world from. So it won't be as tall, hopefully, but that's kind of our choice. Yeah. Now the problem is we're still fairly slow on the whole followed thing. Also, there's no player. There we go. Now you're a player. Awesome. Well, that's kind of annoying. I think I have screwed up this follow camera. It only seems to work well, it doesn't seem to work. Why not? So we're joining those two, getting the followed. Finding everything. Why doesn't this work? Like, it seems I can jump and you can see the camera change on in the scene view. It definitely is reacting. But I don't get the feeling it's actually reacting at all to the height as much as I would like it to. What if minimum minus the border plus the border minus the border and plus the border. Yeah, so this only takes into account the Y height, which might be part of our problem. Is this a good idea? I'm getting the feeling this might be a really bad idea. Min X. Yeah, let's try this. I think I pretty much just defined the game, so it has to be a square, which wasn't really the intent. But I kind of get the feeling like we should have more border here, and we don't. And I don't know why. Like, why can my guy be off the screen if this is tracking correctly? And I think the answer is because it's not tracking correctly. And that's no good. I don't know. This is probably not a good idea, but I'm going to change things a bit. Make that 20. Yeah. This way, it shouldn't ever be the case where we actually fit anything on screen. So I'm actually going to just set the followed points to 0. So that is empty. And then hopefully it just follows the player. And so our player should be at the center. which means everything that's going to happen is going to actually be centered around the players. Oops. Now the question becomes, we're tracking based on the bottom. So I should, if I'm good at this, be able to get to the top. Or close-ish to the top. Right? That makes sense. Yeah. So we can just go flying off the top. I don't necessarily want that. So instead, let's make the world spawn based on our own transform. So it's based on, everything is based off of the camera now. So as the camera goes up, it will spawn more stuff. And so you can actually outrun the lava if you're good. Well, or you can do that and just die immediately. Oops. That worked well. Let's see here. Yeah, cool. So now we can climb and it will just keep spawning things. This feels dangerous, but that's fine. Also, those particles fall way further than they need to. Probably don't need to keep doing that. But anyway, then we can change this and say public float max distance and public transform of the tracked, which means effectively what we're going to say is if we get too far away from our tracked object, we're just going to, the lava is going to rise even faster, so you can actually just, it will just catch up to you even faster, which you might just kind of tie to the actual distance. So if that ever falls below, then it just becomes tied 1-to-1. Don't know if that's a good idea, but we're gonna see. So if .y if the difference between those two is greater than the maximum distance between the two. Yeah, that makes sense. Then this transform position equals a new vector 3 transform position dot x tracked position dot y. I can delete that. That isn't needed. We don't need to take the transform of the transform. But this way, we can do that minus the max distance between the two, and then just take our own z coordinate. I think this makes sense. It's getting gross. Kind of running out of time. Well, not really running out of time yet, but kind of want to get to the multiplayer bits because that's going to take a little bit of extra time, I think, because I've never done it with Rewired before. And I'd like at least like an hour or two to kind of get the entire project into something that is easy to download. Welp, that didn't work. Let's assign that there and say the max distance is 10 might be too little. We'll see here. This might be really intense. Yep, that's definitely a lot. Oops, I'm dead. A lot more than we may want. But if you didn't see it, it just follows you as after it gets past that point. So it's a 1-to-1 raise after that point, which means you need to climb carefully, because if I do something like this, it's suddenly just there. We may not actually want that. Let's do this a different way. That's too much. The faster speed. We're gonna add just a faster speed and use that instead, because the other one is just it comes too fast. Like, it literally just eats the level, which kind of works, but I don't really know. That's the faster speed is 0. How about that? It's definitely coming faster. And then it slows down again once it gets within scary distance. I think that works. Let's speed up the default behavior. I'm kind of... So we could do a lerp. That actually may be where we end up. But I don't know. The goal isn't really to climb. It's the reason I make you climb is so that the level has to continually be recreated. We might want to fix this because I'm at the end. How would we fix that? I don't know. Like, if I want to be really... So yeah, so there's two goals in this. To either make the other person fall into the lava and like get them caught some way, like destroy all the platforms below them and then they just fall into it, or get them caught in one of your explosions. So if the other player is inside your explosion, they don't get pushed away like you would. They just get destroyed. So that's another thing. So there's sort of an aggressive thing. So you can actually like shoot your bomb at them. Or you can do like something like that and shoot it. But I haven't really figured it all out yet. I'm kind of hoping people will just kind of figure out how to play the game themselves. I'm just kind of trying to give them like interesting mechanics where people can take those and then do what they want with them. I don't know. This is an interesting way to play. I made it so bombs explode after you drop 3, so you can literally just spam bombs now and they'll just keep exploding. Which has the side effect of completely putting you out of control. You become a complete kamikaze, but it works if you're careful. All right, this is actually kind of interesting. Oops. Huh. I don't know. This is working out fairly well. Besides the edge of the map problems that we still have to figure out, this works out actually really well. So, I don't know. I'm sure that sounds kind of weird with me using a controller, because I hit the buttons quite hard when I'm comboing, but anyway. I don't know, it's like a weird infinite runner, but there's going to be a competitive thing that it gets added to it, which I think is the next bit. After the only other bit is figuring out how to stop the edge of the map, which I don't actually know a good way to do. So, how do we... What's a good way to stop things from the edge? We could do... I guess we could do it the boring way. At least for now. So that will be this at minus 2. Let's do minus 30 with a scale of 10 in that direction. And we'll give it a square box. Yeah. And then height, we'll say 100 with a box collider. Nice. And now this needs to be at like minus 8, so it's actually in front of our wall. And we need to make this obviously different. I kind of like the wall of fire idea. Because we can totally make that happen. Let's delete that and delete that. World left, I guess. And then this, ooh, that's not right. Let's say negative 90. And then we'll subtract 25. That's not right. 25. The flames are going up. That's probably not what I want. That also is not what I want. Minus 1. No. There. Now everything goes down as it should. World left. world right. We're gonna hack this together and then we'll fix it later. So if it doesn't look like what you would expect, that's totally okay. It will get better. Then we can raise this up. Let's do like not that much or that much. Huh. Oh, we're doing simulation in the wrong space because the fireballs are going back down. Shape, edge, force over lifetime. There we go. Ah, that looks evil. Oh, that is so evil. Let's lower that down to something manageable. All right. You know, we probably could have changed the simulation space, but this works, I guess. It's not ideal. Oh, that's gone. All right. Let's do this again. Make more mistakes. 9.8. And what did we select? It was like 1 and 3. Well, how's that look? It honestly looks pretty evil. I don't know. Let's figure out how that plays. It's not actually going to do anything yet, but it's there. All right. We can get over this way. So we may have screwed up a little bit. It uses local UV coordinates instead of like the world space position for its. Oops. Oh, that saved me. It's not gonna be there for very much. I'm dead. But we're using world space coordinates, or we're using the UVs for these for this effect. And so as it moves up, it looks like they just kind of stay still. So instead, but if I switch it to use world space, that's not gonna work either, is it? We're gonna need object space, aren't we? Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I always forget. Object to, or world to object. We just did a video on this. Let's see here. Do that. Float 3, object position. That's not going to work either. I can't use object space for this. It has to be world space. Crap. That makes this way harder, unfortunately. Because to use the same shader, it needs to use UVs. But if it uses UVs, then the sides kind of don't do their fun static thing. That looks really cool close up. All right. I think we're going to have to just say that's fine for now. And the faster speed is going to be 2, just so we don't get way ahead of it. I mean, you still can, but hopefully it's harder. Let's see here. Well, it comes up quite a bit faster now. There we go. Ah, I'm still alive. Awesome. I like because the stuff falls right near the side, you can actually kind of get the warning of, by the way, you're about to die. Don't go any further in that direction. All right. Oh, no, 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 no. Dang. So there's 2 things left for us to do. Add another player and then add lives and respawning. And then we're done. That is it. So, how do we add another player? I have no idea how to do multiplayer, like split screen multiplayer in Rewired. I don't know how that works. Do I need to add another player? Is that how that would work? Because I think all I have to do, auto assign joysticks, distribute joysticks evenly, reassign joystick to previous owner. I have the documentation up actually. We could probably maybe use that. It looks like this. I was trying to figure out how to do fight stick support, which actually we do have. So, first and foremost, we're going to add theming to this. So, in order to get that working, let's do player theme. Sure. I think this will work. We'll see. So public color. Call it the color. Sure. We'll do player theme. That seems like a much better name for it. And I think that's it. That's all we need. Player theme is literally just a player theme. And so, yeah, that should be fine. Is it fine? It might not be fine. We'll deal with that. So, add the player theme. First, compile. Compiling is important. So, add a player theme, make them red, because I guess that's the theme we're going with. And then I need to turn every sprite that color and also affect the trail. The sprites are easy. Yes, we could do that. But for now, everything's going to be a square. Not for any particular reason, but because you're not going to actually be able to choose. Because the game has to be done in 8 hours. So I don't have much extra time for that. Shoot. Yeah, so we can do this will be the easy way. So we're going to have a sprite array, called it sprites. Do void start. And then for each sprite in our sprites, let's just assign sprite.color equals the player theme. I have no idea where IntelliSense is, but that's all right. So that should change everything except our trails. Sprite doesn't have a color. What's it called then? Oh, it's a sprite. All right. This will probably work a little bit better now. Maybe not. There it goes. Okay. So we need to assign all the sprite renderers that we want to update. Cancel that. Let's grab this and assign it there. And then I guess we can also just take all the public trail renderers. Oops, smacking my mic. Whoops. Let's do a for each trail in our trails. And then for that, I'm gonna see if we can't get IntelliSense back. Nope. Still gone. Wonderful. And we can't assign or we can't navigate to that either. So let's do trail render dot color. You know, let's leave that out for now. That'll be easier. At the very least, we are going to assign everything to our player. So we're going to take the theme and apply it to everything, which in this case is just the box. I'm going to actually make my person like purple, I guess. We're probably going to want some sort of system to acquire these colors. Yeah, cool. So I am now purple. But the problem is the bombs aren't changing with me. So let's grab our explosion and drop a player theme on that. We're actually going to make this green so that we can actually see when it changes. Because, let's see, we need 6. 6 of these. 1 for each sprite. This is a really inefficient way to get all these sprites, but it works for now, so that's sort of why we have it. Bomb indicator, yeah. Awesome. So that assigns everything there. So now our bombs ought to be green. And our player should have all of his stuff assigned, or their stuff assigned. So if that's green, then everything is good. And all I have to do then is actually... Awesome. So it's green. So now when we spawn a bomb, where do we do that? In here? In here, we need to grab the theme and do get component of our player theme and do a bomb theme and get the component of the player theme from the bomb. Yeah, I don't know why it's saying it's missing. Visual Studio is having one of its fits, I guess. But then we need to do bomb theme dot color equals the theme color. I think that's right. So this is effectively just going to assign the theme to every bomb we spawn. So now, assuming I did this right, the player theme. Whoops. So now, assuming this is all right, what's going to happen is we're actually going to assign the player's purple theme onto all of the bombs. And then, hopefully our bombs are going to be purple. Yeah, so I think they're not purple. What? Hold on. What? Why was the first one green and the next one purple? I'm really confused on that. Oh, I'm dead. All right. So theming works. We just need to figure out how to actually do a player trail. So trail render dot trail dot set the color at the end of the trail and set the color at the start. That seems like what we need. So, assuming those still work, I feel like those are going to get deprecated, but they should work now. So start color equals player theme, and trail.end color equals the player theme. That should theme our trails, hopefully, big hopefully at the end of that, but if it does, then huzzah, we're done, and we actually have colors that get assigned. Then we just need to figure out a way to actually grab them. Yes, we're all purple. Awesome. Everything is purple. And I am in a wall. Nice. Okay. So everything works up to this point. The only other thing we need to do is make it so other players can join, and we'll probably have like a color pool. Which we can do doing like a public color array player theme pool. Yeah, and then public static int next player theme. And then public void or public, yeah. Is this a good idea? Maybe not, but we're gonna do it anyway. Public color acquire color, and this is going to return the next color in line. So return player theme pool dot shoot. What's the best way to do this? Plus plus the next player theme mod the player theme pool dot length. Sure, we'll do that. And then testing this is going to be real gross. Public pool acquire new color. This is a terrible idea. If we're going to acquire a new color, then we do all this fun stuff. Which effectively means you can then change your color halfway through the game if I keep this in, which we won't, because that would be awful. But effectively, player theme equals acquire color, and that will just pull off a new color. And so as long as you don't cycle through the entire set of colors, you won't actually get duplicates, hopefully. And so that way, every game has different colors. It's not the best, but effectively it'll probably just be this screen with like a start. So both players start up, and then it counts down, and then it gets you into the game. And so since it's doing it that way, it's going to be really hard to get everything else working. Player theme pool. Let's just give it 4 colors to start. Red, blue, like a purple, purple-ish, and then like a greenish. And actually, if we do like 5 colors, I think that'll be better, because then they'll actually sort of cycle through. We're getting into the realm of really gross colors. I'm trying to avoid fire themed colors, so like other oranges, because that's just the level. Pink? Sure. Then let's add one more. Like teal. This is totally overkill at this point, but it should be. It ought to be fine. So we have a whole bunch of Division by 0. Nice. Oh, because we'll set this equal to false. That's just asking for trouble. And then we're gonna set this here. Acquire new color equals false. So it only will reacquire a color once. That's super gross, but it ought to work. Right, we're blue, and purple, and so we can kind of cycle through these. And then if I get green, we get division by 0. We shouldn't get a division by 0 because the bombs shouldn't enter this loop at all. Actually, we're going to need them to. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna take out all of this now because we don't. It's asking for trouble, a whole bunch of trouble, and I don't like it. All right. And then in the start for our new player, we're actually going to do a theme, acquire color. So every time we create a new one of these, it will grab a new color off of this, but nothing else should. I think I'm thinking about that right. Huh. Well then. I have made a mess. Wait, why is that still there? Hold on. Delete that. What else have I done wrong? No, that should be right. It's curious though. Why were our bombs the wrong color? Like, why are they dark blue now? Where is that coming from? Oops, crap. And deads. It doesn't make any sense. Do they? See, the thing is they unless their theme isn't getting set, they should be getting it off of the player prior to So like that theme is just set. It's only ever set. It's never overridden except here. This is the only place where we assign that player theme, except here. When we tell it to be equal to our current theme. But for some reason, it's not doing that. It's actually grabbing something else. Unless, wait a second. Okay, there it is. Whew, I was getting worried. Player theme. I think that's all right. I mean, this is obviously the problem. I guess let's not worry about theming for now, or let's not worry particularly about that for now. We can get to that later. It's still concerning that they're not getting set. And I don't know how to fix that, but we will see. Like the first one was blue there too, and I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. Ooh, crap. Well, I'm dead. Like this whole, the theming thing, it feels very wrong. Like it's not working. But it's clearly working. Hmm. I feel like I may have made this game too fast because it's hard to even like consider fighting somebody else. Oh, dead. So this may get difficult. Let's add the other player and see what happens. How would we do this? So I want to be able to queue the two players up and then start. I think this may be something where I want to take some time and kind of think about it, because it's going to be difficult. Because effectively I want two people to say I'm ready and then start the game, and then we need lives and to control those players. So I think I didn't want to do that, but I think I can just go in here, add another player, add another joystick map, and then we should be good, right? I think that's all I have to do. And then I just need something to watch. Yeah, let's get that working, and then I'll probably end the stream, have like dinner, and think about how to get this whole thing working. But let's do some UI stuff. There's not actually going to be any UI in this, but player ready check. So, actually, the easiest way to check this is going to be public bool is ready equals false public, and then int array. Well, let's keep it simple. So int player ID. Well, that's also wrong. Let's do a player input controller and say player 0. And then another one for the player input controller and say player 1. So there's 2 players we're going to watch. And then is ready happens when both of them are ready, which is going to happen when, let's make these public so we can see them. Public bool player 0 ready. Public bool player 1 ready. Yeah, this makes sense. And so player 0, if player 0 dot, should we do this even better? We can do this even better. Let's do a player 0 ready. Where is it? There it is. Zor player 0 dot drop bomb. I think this is, yeah, because Zor will just do an exclusive OR, so one or the other, which means it will turn it back off, and effectively we just made a toggle in one line, in a super short line. And then this will be player is equal to player 0 ready and player 1 ready. Right. So, just for testing, let's actually throw this on its own component. That'll be way easier. Player ready check. Where's our input? There is our input. Player ID 1 and 0. Ta-da! So those are both connected. Everything's good. I should be able to start. I only have one controller connected right now, so only player 1 should be able to ready up, and they can. So player 1 is ready, and I can actually turn it on and off. So that's working. One moment. Let me go grab. I had my fight stick working previously. Let's see if I can just plug that in and get it working. So 1 sec. Right. Well, that was fun music. Did it work? Yes. Awesome. Sort of. It seems like readying up is. Oh, I know. Okay. Ha. We said to take this in the fixed update. Like so. I bet that's part of our problem. Let me restart now. How's that? Okay. Audio is still good. I had to mute my mic while I was fetching this. Player input controller. What? Lies. All right. So now we have both of these connected. Does it work? Huzzah! So I can ready up now. And both of them can ready up. And then de-ready. And then once both players get in, we just need to spawn the two people and actually handle their lives and stuff. And everything else is already working. So then we just need to make it so they actually interact. So let me think about that while I'm eating and catching up on some other things. And then we should be able to come back together and hopefully pretty quickly get this whole thing working. Because the only thing that I need to change in order to make my player work with my other controller is this. So if I make its player ID 1, theoretically, I can now play on my fight stick just like this. Which, admittedly, is a little bit difficult because it's not really doesn't really play well on this. I just needed another controller that would work, and I guess we could have used a keyboard, couldn't we have? That's an option. Anyway, that's a thing. We can do that now, which means we have multiplayer-ish, or we will. So I will be back after that. It'll probably be 2-ish hours. I have some other things to get done, but then yeah, in about 2 hours we should pick this back up, get it done, and then we can actually get this whole thing submitted and ready, and everybody can play it, and it will be awesome. The awesome bit is totally just me projecting, but that's a thing. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and helping out and all of that fun stuff. But I will hope to see you guys in 2-ish hours. So till then, see you, internet. Bye.